Hello everyone and welcome back to Ladyhill. Now, I said at the end of last episode I was going to do some overnight work, getting some fields done, which I have done. I've done a bit more than I said. We have some good news and some bad news from that, but to begin with, I need to do a job I actually neglected last time. Right, let's elephant in the room. This is broken. I need to see if I can get this. Do we do? Yeah, well, that's not so bad, is it? We'll get that back. So that's now being fed. This guy, you may remember, I put in the service side last time because it's, as you can see by the bottom of the screen there, it's nearly due a service. 0.3 hours. I've taken it out because instead, in this side, is its twin sister. But its twin sister, as you can see here, is now actually beyond the service. Added in, this started showing electrical issues. It's classic lights flickering, which is ADS's way of telling me the electrics are funny. So this needs servicing. However, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take the other one out, so I know I'm selecting the right one. Obviously, this guy does still need a service, that goes without saying, but I'm hoping at least that it will last long enough till we get one on both of those other tractors back. So if I go into here now, there should only be one, this one. This guy's... he's had repairs. It was last inspected back in June, we're now in November. I'm going to do maintenance, repair any faults. This stands. That's going to be outplayed for most of the day. That's okay. That I can live with. More running costs. But what I'm going to do, we're going to sell some fields. Not what you expected me to say, I know, but I've decided. These two fields can be sold. And this field can be sold. Ooh, look, that's an interesting one to come up for auction, actually. I mean, we now have money. I'm about to get more money. I'm about to sell the milk. But I'm a bid on this. So this guy's off to sell the milk. But as I said last episode, I have done the bales. We are actually going to do some manual bale loading today. But before you all prepare to hang yourselves, don't panic. I've already collected the bales together. They're sat at the edge of the field in stacks. All I have to do is take a trailer over and load them. I've even left the John Deere telehandler over there. What I also did last episode was mow all the grass fields. Mow them all and collect them all. Obviously, one thing that needs to happen today is a lot of fields need fertilising. Wow, there's like 2 full loads in here. So as you can see, I mowed all the grass fields, and as a result, we have an extra 451,714 litres of chaff. Hasn't been compacted yet. You add that to the 859, and that's what, 1.3 million litres? Back me up on that? 1.3 million litres of... you can see here, this is... I'll start this second wolf. There's a stack of bales in this field, and then obviously in the field over there, there is another set like it. As this guy's full, so I'm going to do this guy. I'm going to set him a round course, see what we can do. He's going to load from there. How's our dairy doing? Does our dairy want a trailer load? It could take it. Yeah, let's send the first load to the dairy. And the second load will probably sell. Seems reasonable, so this guy can head off with that. I say hopefully if like the Dodge comes back fairly quick, we can take that out. So these guys I have jobs for. Basically this is going to start. I'm going to start off by ripping field 96, the field that had the chap on. The reason being I have a feeling I might be making that into a grass field. I don't know why. I have this idea, right? Obviously we've sold these two, sold that one. These two once this fields are cleared need ripping. These two would want fertilizer. But if I rip these two as well and just make that, I mean, what's 11.8? I think that alone is a similar area to all of our current grass fields. But with the added bonus, it's all in one field, so it's easier to mow, it's going to be easier to collect. Yeah, I know you're shivering, mate. You know which view I'm coming for. Another one I meant to press. So this is the last tractor mount, and this guy I'm going to use to collect the bales. We're going to go, I'm going to manually load at least one field worth. I might manually load the second one, but we'll see how it goes. Then once that's done, I'm probably going to try and get the fertilizer done. Like I say, I might just rent from what I'm thinking. Obviously, the two grass fields need it. These three need it. Hang on, did I not? I thought I'd been over this one. Nitrogen is the... Yeah, nitrogen, because pH you do with... No, so I need to do that, which means I'll need to put narrow tyres on whichever tractor does it. If I don't put narrow tyres on, I will destroy crops. Yeah, I'm thinking, especially if we've got good money by that point, which we should have. I'm thinking of renting one of the bigger fertilizer spreaders. You know, one of the actual, like, towed ones. Oh, it does. Have a look at the used vehicle section. Anything of interest? Not really. I mean, old Volvo BM is interesting, but not much use to us, sadly. Yeah, obviously, once we've got all these fields fertilized, I never wanted to sell those two at the back because to me it seemed weird that somebody would have to run through our field to access it. But since I've edited this field, they don't. I've got the proper back lane. I'm in a hedge. So yeah, that's why I thought let's just sell those. I don't really want them anymore. I'd rather turn my attention to bigger fields like the one we're currently bidding on. I'm off to the first one now because you're going to drive past the second stack of bales, so that's going to make him... Yeah, I literally... Obviously, you saw me do most of the baling. I finished off a little bit and then I used the JCB just to line them all up. I forget whether this trailer can take 7 stacks or 9 stacks, so that's going to depend. But the plus side is we should be pretty much here. That's a nice setup, innit? Wait a minute, there's something... Orange type. I'll leave that running ourselves. So I'm going to do this in a time lapse just to save you guys the total calamity that I usually am. So please, everyone, just enjoy. here we are, folks, our first trail load of bales, looking not as precarious as it could do, which is good. Not bad loading skills for me for once, but I decided to put the last two sideways on because I felt that would be better for balance than having a 2 and a 4 side by side. These are going to be the difficult parts. There's quite an angle transfer here. Basically, these are going straight into storage. Now, I'm going to have to probably find another use for straw bales. We could do straw harvest, I think I've said before, but we just don't have the horsepower right now. But luckily for us as well, the end of that time, actually, you see there the milk sold. So that's put us back over 200,000 with the land sales. It really doesn't like being in like 2-wheel steer mode. I find if you put it in 4-wheel steer mode, it steers quicker than the trailers can often understand. Yeah, so we'll put these away, then we'll get over to the other field, which that's only got 6 stacks, I do believe, instead of 8, so that we know that's going to fit easily. And when that's done, I'm going to move on to fertiliser spreading. I reckon this is going to fit through here. The large tipper trailers did. It would if I didn't hit the wall. No. Bonk. Right, so yeah, so 4 high. Obviously, I've gone 1 higher here than the AI. If you auto low with these, you only go 3, so. I think that bale shed's going to be not far off full before very long, which is slightly worrying because I put that down. Maybe I should have put the bigger one down. Definitely have to find. I may end up having to throw down like one of the mini BGA. I wonder if it would actually go in that little divot down there. I made a right hash of that corner. Obviously, we've now got the thing built up. The reason down there, I was thinking of putting a little chicken coop down there. Maybe if I went ahead with what I've said before and I move away from the main farmyard, I would move the chickens to there. I'm about to say that feels like more of a pipe dream, but then you look at how much money we've got there very quickly. It's like, probably actually wouldn't be as difficult to get that money as I'm making it out to be. So we're going to go and load that spells. What I might just do, I was thinking about it. I said about renting a bigger fertilizer spread. I might just buy one. My logic being, if we buy one, then it will also be used for lime. I'm thinking something we're missing out on is liming fields. That little bit of boost you get. So what I might just do is send the vent to the dealership. Once I might not do it at dinner time as well, so I might actually be able to do it. Put narrow tyres on it. Buy a fertilizer spreader. Fill it. And then you can start off doing these fields. Obviously narrow on narrow means we're not going to be damaging any crops. What I'll do first is I'll park this up in the field and go and see what the Fent needs. Like I said, there's not quite as many here, so there's only 6 rather than the 8. Obviously, once Massey Ferguson's finished ripping that field over there, he'll just start working his way down. I'm tempted to do the grass fields, because like I said, I'm tempted to make 96 there, a massive grass field. That idea really does speak to me. Put this over here so it's nice and easy to get to. As this guy's now bleeping at me about service, but like I say, he's on the list. Don't know when the I can't remember. I think the Dodge will be ready first. I think. Obviously, I'll send this guy to the vehicle. So I'll give me the right setting. Wow, I made a mess of that. We sell that little. Do I really need that cultivator there? Yes, this guy's getting on nicely. See there, ripping this field up. Yeah, I'm thinking that just make an excellent grass field. So this is a case of load these on. You can storage. Like I said, I'm worried that storage is getting rather full. Oh, look at that. I might have to upgrade to the bigger one. I'll just start using one. I think since I up the capacity in the cow shed, I can actually put a lot more into there. Speaking of cow shed, I think we're going to have that annoying thing. I'm pretty sure the silage will be ready next episode. Or certainly next in-game day. However, we might end up having to buy like one trailer load just to get us through, because I'm not quite sure I've got enough. It's one of those where I'm like close, but with our goal, I don't want to risk. We lost a few cows overnight while I was messing around, just due to age. You know, they're down to 28 and 26, the oldest ones. What do we have in here now? Over 18 months. 28 and 39, so that's 57, isn't it? About 100. Feels a long way off that 450 target, doesn't it? I know we've got a few more there that are only a couple of months off, but I'm going to have to keep an eye on it, because if it turns out that due to the animal age thing that getting the 450 is looking possible, I may have to engineer something. I'm going to hold off doing that for as long as possible. Yep, he's turned up. I can see him running around over there. Do I still have a... Yes, there's still a pallet of belt wine laying at the side of this field that I used to load up. Anyway, so there isn't a spreader here. Nope. I'm talking about one of these. We could just use the lizard. I don't want to. One of these with a decent capacity and a decent width. That one's just for lime. This one's interesting me. Partly because he's got the weirdest wheel, one of the most unusual I've ever seen. It's fairly cheap, good width. Looks like pretty good capacity, 10,000 litres. You know what? Let's have it. Having a fertiliser to fill it. Because what I'm then going to do is just literally send this guy probably straight down to 23 first. If he needs more fertiliser, then obviously we can deal with that. Either get it from the shop, or we'll take some to him, or we'll get some for... I'm pretty sure I do still have some in the farmyard. I don't know whether we should really be... I'll keep the other little one for now, because the other little one might be handy just for odd smaller jobs. I say, plus I feel a big purpose of this might be to help us get into lime spreading. And the deals that can, the extra capacity that can give us. 723 he wants next. Good on fuel and everything, so I need to top that up while I'm here. Yeah, there is a cover for it, which is good. Yeah, that wheel setup, that suspension setup is very unusual. Actually got a bit of steer on it as well, that's nice. Wasn't expecting that, I'll be honest. There's it full, covered. I need to just, the other thing I need to do, like I said, is put narrow tyres on this bad boy. I'm gonna make it look kind of daft because it's such a big tractor, but... Okay, so they actually class as narrows, but as you can see there, they don't look as odd. I don't have a jet wash here at the dealership. Could you, Doesn't look like it. I honestly thought I put a jet wash here. Actually, the tractor doesn't look as bad when you see that. While he's off to there, obviously I can finish loading this guy up. And see what's on this wheel, then jumping up, we take over from the spreader, see what we can get done. Hopefully, if we can get all these fields done in this episode, or certainly today, we're not going to get all these fields ripped. That's going to be a couple of episodes' job. But I do believe we're getting beyond planting months for everything now. Yeah, I can still plant grass today. Actually, I can plant wheat today. I mean, ripping in December during the snow could be in. I have a feeling there's going to be a few more fields of oat going from which when we get to the end of the year. Wonder what to put on the fields and just end up defaulting to oats. If I end up owning 132 there, I'm doing that growing. Ready to harvest. What is it? Green beans. Sugar. No, not sugar, green beans. But don't know when the auction ends, but assuming, yeah, we may end up we end up buying a field of withered crop, or we may end up auction ends in time. Loan it with a crop, and I have a feeling it's going to wither unless we can get a contract. But I don't think we pay the contract. Wouldn't pay for me to rent a Colossus. I bet so. Somewhat of a mute point. Even if we end up owning it with a withered crop on it, still. You know what I'd rather do now? I'd rather sell some of our smaller fields. And instead focus on just bigger fields, because they're so much easier to deal with. Even if you don't necessarily get much more capacity, it just means you're only dealing with one field. It just feels quicker somehow. I can't recall if I already sent a fertilizer spreader 223 and it didn't seem to want it for some reason, but the pH levels seem to suggest it did. That's why we'll start off there and we'll get him to work his way back up. Obviously all the grass fields need redoing as well now, just to help boost there. I still don't think the issue Rollers had at the start of the game is fixed. To the best of my knowledge, it certainly still isn't. So I'm reluctant to try a roller on it. Instead, I'd much rather go with what we're doing here. These are the last ones in. I don't know how I need to do that so reliably. Ooh. Won't salvage it. Nope. I honestly thought I got it there. What did he do? He decided to drag the whole fucking stack over instead. Oh my god. The game really just hates me seeing the amount of hours I've spent on it, doesn't it? See what we can do. One thing is 36 meters should give it a really good. It just generates. You see what I mean? I'm actually going to knock this down to 34 to give it a bit of overhang. And this is the last stack. I would have said end on a high, but I think that ship sailed, unfortunately. What I may do after this, if I decide to leave the AI doing the fertilizing, what I might do is rent a big Colossus tipper, silly capacity one, and go and clear all that manure. He's annoying me now. It needs to go. I don't really want us to 10 or 12 trips with even our biggest tipper. I'll let go of it. I know it doesn't matter, 'cause it's not like we're packing them straight when we get them there. You know, at times like this call for extreme measures, just drive through the hedge. Away he was trying to turn into the shop there, that's not what we wanted to do at all. It appears to be using, yeah, it's definitely using some fertilizer, so there's obviously a mistake when I tried it before. I'm sure I did, unless that was before we planted. Can't honestly remember. I'm going to take this guy back to the yard, then I'll catch up with what the ACB's up to. We're going to catch him up while driving here actually, to see if he flies with this van. Oh, just missed it. To be fair, when the map maker said they edited the traffic, they do seem to have cured the car conga line. It's good. Don't mind me coming through. Whee! Sorry. I did press the horn there, but I think he barely came through. We'll get this guy parked back up. I honestly thought the storage would be done by now. He said about 2 PM, didn't it, I think, if I remember right. Yeah, rent a big Colossus tipper, move all the manure. Maybe after that, rent a Colossus tanker, move all the slurry. I will take to the BGA first and offload what I can to them and what they don't. I'll just take down to the sell anything station. Strikes me as a solid plan, so let's put you back in here. You're still cracking on there. You're definitely making a difference there now, that's good. Well, I'll grab this guy. Yeah, hopefully we will need more fertilizer. I reckon we're not going to get all the fields we want done with just 10,000 litres. If I leave the narrow tyres on that Fendt, I have to remember that Fendt narrow tyres. You never know when having narrows can just come in useful. I missed that turn, so I'm going to just cheat. Also, you can see what the AI does with our fields. So that, you know, see what it starts going right next to my farm. Oh man, I could plant like really valuable crops in. At which point I'll buy the field back. Alright, I'm going to get this done, get the manure moved, and then hopefully the slurry too. So please, folks, just enjoy. I'll tell you what, folks, that was a stroke of luck. I did not expect Mass Ferguson to finish this episode. What that probably means is if I get this right. Yeah, I forgot we've got wool and goat milk spawning now, haven't we? I haven't done a pallet clear for a while, have I? You know, butter, cheese, eggs. We'll be doing that at some point very soon, and now including those in the mix as well. But here we go with my road train. I know it's not the most realistic setup, but I thought at least if you have to watch me and shift both backwards and forwards individually. I say I'm going to give the BGA what it'll take. Let's see which one's it connected to. That one. Side left, that'll do actually. Then what the BGA won't take, we could take to the sell anything station. Then we can get rid of these trailers again. I'm guessing the JC. There's no reason the JCB can't act as a planter. But you saw the Agristar. It's definitely finished. They've replaced the battery. They're now doing a service on it because they've got it in. They might as well. So obviously, once that's done, I can pull the Agristar out. I'll probably put the other vent in. So at least then both of those will be ready. And I think both the Massey and this are still pretty good, are pretty far off. I am kind of annoyed I missed buying that Landini in the end, but we just didn't have the money and I wasn't bothered about taking out loans here to try it. I would in theory like to change. There is a couple of these tractors are higher hours, and with the ADS mod and all that, the hours are a bigger issue than they would be in a regular game, so it's something to bear in mind. If you are running ADS, and by the way, if you like the realism side, I would strongly recommend it. It does change how vehicles are in the game to you. They're no longer just impenetrable forces, impenetrable fortresses like they kind of are in base game, because they generally will break down. Between that and the Puncher mod, you've got... Oh, hello, Horse Pronto 6. Is that not one of the really good planters? Well, not a bounce. I mean, it kind of is, and it does... Okay, it doesn't have the working width of the one we're currently using. That's its downside. But its upside is... it fertilizes, so it would save us the one... It would save us having to do the second pass. I suppose we've got to try and figure out, does not making a second pass make up for it? $130,000. What would we get to sell our seed? Remember, we will get slightly. We'll probably get about 100 grand if we sold it. Have you actually filled? You are? Yes, you are. Get the slurry dumped. Yeah, this BGA's got such a tiny capacity, it's insane. Tiny capacity and no sodding bunkers. As you see, we're in just the right place to go ahead and sell. So this thing can make us a lot of money because these products never do make huge amounts of money, but it's going to be money nonetheless. I was kind of hoping. Can the owner of the grey Skoda please come to the car park? You've parked it inside a shipping container. Actually, yeah, we are making not bad money, but that's just because of sheer quantity, I guess. I like you get environmental bonus for slurry and manure. Yes, that's actually made the money situation quite good. Again. Those two are returned. I was expecting the him to have finished by now, I'm not gonna lie. Nearly 20 seconds to go. And you used a quarter of it on one of our biggest fields. That's a promising sign, actually. What I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to go over to the... I'm going to pick back up the flatbed. I'm going to load all the pallets. It'll probably be the start of the next episode now, which is going to directly follow on from this one. But we're going to do a big pallet sale, even if I just take them to the container. Get rid of all the pallets of everything, all the eggs, butter, cheese, milk. Because all that money together might just buy some nice new equipment or a big field. Have to wait and see, but we can keep running through this. And once from that next time, I think I'm going to be using this bad boy, plant grass in 96. I can't recall if grass needs rolling or not, but we will figure that out when we're there. Yeah, it's a bit... This farm's hit the point now where it's very busy when it's busy. It is going to die off to like next to nothing at times as well, so... Now go to field 6. You're only going to get stuck on your way in back and deal with you when you get there on that regard. Okay, sometimes it does this. The easiest way to clear this is just do that. It's because he's trying to back up a bit further and can't because he thinks he's going to hit the trees. Get that field. What we're going to plant in these fields, I'm still not entirely sure. I think we're going to have... Don't want to just do cereal crops again. I mean, we're going to pass the point of doing any more wheat or barley, so what we've got in of those we'll have to do. We have some oats in, we can plant more oats later. We're going to have some other crops, basically. I don't think there's any way around it, because I don't want to just do cereal crop. Even if it means we have to make sure we've got the money and rent a Colossus. I might even do a big field of potatoes. Something we haven't really touched upon. And no, it's not some kind of comment about Ireland potatoes. I know it looks that way, but it isn't. Hopefully. Oh, I left the flatbed at the other farm, didn't I? Bull and ox. Send you to... Not Rough Lane, Backroads Farm. I want the other one. I know you're bleeping like crazy right now because you want a service. It's understandable. And as soon as I can get one of the other two tractors out, you will go in for a service. Until I get one of those other tractors out, I really don't have the fleet capacity to let it go. I say we'll start these. We're gonna work our way along basically. So these 4, and those 3, and then by then I bet we'll need to start on the ones further over as well. We obviously won't fertilize anything we've not yet planted. There's no point because until the game knows what crop you're putting in, it can't fertilize to the correct level. I think it's taking no time at all. Probably use next to no sodding stuff either. I probably should buy this field here because we're driving into the fence because I'm busy talking. We're driving basically through it, or certainly well alongside, so I probably should just buy this canola field. Only 40k as well, it's not big money. I wonder how much flour there is. That's something I haven't thought about, but there's maybe flour as well. If I do... This might be where, if it's still available, that Actros Arctic suddenly becomes a good idea. Because that and a flatbed trailer might just be what we need, or that and a curtain cider. We've certainly got the money if we want to. Let's see first, see how much we've got in here. Ooh, look, what do we have on contract lease right now? Do we have anything? We have a loan. Hang on. If I make good money from these pallets, I'll pay that loan off. I'd forgot about that loan, I'm not going to lie. Pull this up here. Wow. Barley and we got plenty of both of them. We do have a lot more in storage as well that we can move over when we get a chance. That's already 20,000 litre flour. I think actually that's showing me that probably, yes, this is going to be a good idea. Buy the Arctic, buy the curtain cider. Maybe get the really nice one with a Moffat on the back, although I think that might make it a little bit too long. What we... These roads. Now remember, you've got to go wide here. That's why it's set up like this. To line you up for that corner. That's it. You think I'd know this because I built the frigging place, wouldn't you? But The wild boar sat in the field that the tractor's working in. Like I say, we're also going to go over, hopefully, assuming I've got room on the trailer, collect all the eggs and what's at the sheep pen as well, and just want to sell it all. First of all, it's into here to get... It's been a good few months since I've done this, so I'm assuming there's going to be quite a bit there. The area also has a really small farm point. Help. Oh, the flower palace are not looking pleased with themselves, are they? I kind of wish, because to me it's got it wrong that it does them sideways. Because to me, it looks like they would fit the other way. See what I mean? It's not letting put any more on than that. I am going to have to literally sell this load and then come back and get more. Which is good, don't get me wrong. Let's see where my best price is. Butter is Blevins. Flour is to sell everything. What else do I have on board? Cheese. Farmer's Market. I think the sell everything's going to win this one, folks. I really do. Send him out there. This guy can move over to the next field. Just keep moving across. Look at the narrow tyres, being no damage going on, which is fantastic. And this is going to bring us to pretty much the end of this episode, folks. So next time we're just going to be continuing with what we're doing here, basically. Okay, he appears we've got stuff coming out of there. I'll go and deal with him in a second. Yep, he's got the trailer stuck. Yeah, I'd just like to thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've really enjoyed this episode as much as I've enjoyed making it. Please check out the rest of the show. Feel free to like, subscribe, share. We've got all the good stuff. And there's more appearing all the time. Different games, different ideas. There's always going to be something you're going to find interesting. So please, let us know what you think. Until next time, we'll see ya. Goodbye for now.